right. Can we do a roll call, Mr. Smith? Can they hear me? Call the meeting to order. Thank each and every one of you all for coming out and joining us on our regular scheduled meeting for this October 15th, 2020. Gonna have roll call, everyone present.
Tiffany Hale present.
Tiffany Hale present.
Edie Jenkins present.
Edie Jenkins, Alberta Green present. James Williams present. Present.
Connie Bird Robinson present.
Ms. Bird Robinson present. Mr. Sykes.
I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Sykes present. Everybody present. Okay. Call the meeting order and do the thought for the evening. Who have the thought for the evening? Tiffany Hale. Ms. Hale,
Yes.
you got the thought for the evening.
Okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
The thought for the evening is that education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Quoted by Nelson Mandela. As educators, students, parents, and professionals, we are now experiencing a huge change and uncertainty at this moment. However, the importance of education remains consistent. We here at Weldon City Schools, we're dedicated to providing our students with the best possible education in the midst of a global pandemic, despite the uncertainties.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hale, for that thought for the evening. Very enlightening. All right. Next thing on our agenda, the chair is asking that we approve the agenda that was submitted by the superintendent.
Mr. Cradle,
Yes.
question. It says open session May 2020?
Say that again.
It says open session May 21st. And then session needs to be corrected too. Is it May? I mean, it shouldn't have been.
It should be in May. What did you see in there?
September.
It should be.
What are you talking about?
Well, what are you referring to, Ms. Berry Rose?
So this is just what we see on the screen.
Under number 4,
Okay. We
it
got
says,
So
it's correct. It should be in October.
it should, but
Okay.
on the agenda, it should be correct. This
Right.
is just a-
It's correct on the agenda, but on the board. It's wrong.
Sorry about that.
He's correcting that now.
and then session 2, we probably want to correct the spelling of that.
September, what was this?
Last one, a 7.
17, 2020. What was the special call? Special call was 17?
There was no special. You said there was no special call.
537. We got that now. 3017.
Okay, proceed.
That was the training meeting.
Right. That's what I have information from.
Telephone number 25253.
Mr. Redmond,
Yes, ma'am.
can you please correct open session?
Yeah, I'll go. Sorry about that.
Okay, we were trying to call you. So we're gonna call you on the other phone. Okay, we're gonna call you on the 3017. Okay. All right. Yeah, 536 3017. Okay, I got it. Okay, we're waiting to get Ms. Green back on the phone. She got disconnected.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, thank you, Ms. Green. Thank you, Ms. Bird Ross, for pinpointing that for us. Okay. Now, we request a motion to approve the agenda. It's been reviewed and should be approved.
I make a motion.
Mr. Williams made a motion. Ms. Jenkins second. The motion been moved by Mr. Jenkins, Mr. Williams, and second by Ms. Jenkins. that we approve the agenda that was submitted by the superintendent to us. All those in favor, may do roll call. Hugh Cradle say aye.
Tiffany Hill, aye.
Ms. Green, aye. Ms. Jenkins, aye. Ms. Hale, aye.
Tony Burke Robinson, aye.
Mr. Williams, aye. Ms. Bird Robinson, aye.
OD Sykes, aye.
And Mr. O.D. Sykes, aye. I thank you for that. Motion carried unanimous. Thank you so much. Next thing on the agenda will be, the superintendent report. No, we got to have minutes with the minutes. It's not gonna be, but I entertain a motion to approve the minutes for September the 17th, 2020. So moved. Mr. Williams made a motion to approve the minutes for September 17th, 2020. Ms. Jenkins second. Ms. Jenkins seconded. So you may at this time cast your vote to approve the minutes for September the 17th, 2020. We start the roll call. Hugh Cradle, aye.
Tiffany Hill, aye.
Ms. Jenkins, aye. Ms. Green, aye. Ms. Hale, aye.
James Williams, aye.
Mr. Williams, aye.
Tony Burke Robinson, aye.
Ms. Bird Robinson, aye.
Sykes, aye.
And Mr. Sykes, aye. Motion carried unanimous. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Next thing we'll go through will be the superintendent report. Thank you, Dr. Collins.
All right, thank you. Mr. Chairman, board members, employees, parents, and the rest of the Charger family. It is my pleasure to share with you my October superintendent's report. First of all, I want to reiterate my support and congratulations to our teachers of the year and our beginning teacher of the year. We have outstanding representatives both for each eligible school and our LEA as well. This great honor will be discussed in greater detail in a few minutes when we reach this entry on our agenda. We recognize that our students and our teachers are facing a tremendous amount of stress trying to adhere to and meet the new processes, procedures, guidelines, protocols, and schedules that are associated with remote teaching and learning. In an effort to ease some of the pressure and tension, I have made some adjustments in both the teachers' and students' schedules. As of October the 13th, our elementary students are allowed to log in at approximately 8 a.m. rather than approximately 7:30 a.m. It is hopeful that being allowed to log in approximately 30 minutes later will provide a bit of relief for our students without negatively impacting their academic performance. As of October the 2nd, our teachers are allowed to work from home on Fridays. Hopefully, this provides some relief for our teachers. It also provides an opportunity for all facilities to be deep cleaned and deep sanitized on Fridays. Again, it is hopeful that this will provide some relief for teachers while giving us an opportunity to make our facilities safer and pathogen-free when employees re-enter the facilities on Monday mornings. We have reviewed our calendar to look for ways to provide additional relief to our employees for the remainder of the first semester without negatively impacting the required time that the students and teachers must be involved with instruction while still maintaining the integrity of our approved calendar. Therefore, Monday, November 23rd, and Tuesday, November 24th, will be work from home days for teachers and other employees where possible. Remote learning and previously scheduled classes and activities will continue, but teachers will be instructing from home during those 2 days. Wednesday, November 25th is already a holiday scheduled on the calendar, along with Thursday, November 26th, and Friday, November 27th. This change will at least give teachers and other employees the opportunity to be at home during the entire Thanksgiving week, even though teachers and students will be working and learning remotely on Monday and Tuesday. The month of October is Principals Appreciation Month. We want to congratulate and thank our principals for a job well done. There will be additional recognitions and expressions of appreciation throughout the month. Weldon City Schools was approved as a sub-grantee to the Alice Aycock Poe Center grant. The Alice Aycock Poe Center in Raleigh, North Carolina, was awarded a federal grant from the U.S. Department of Education. Weldon Middle School will serve as a sub-grantee receiving services for students in grades 5 through 8. The grant agreement began on October the 1st, 2020, and will go through September the 30th, 2021. Students will have the opportunity to participate in a healthy relationship curriculum. The Poe Center staff will make the curriculum accessible for parent review and approval. The Poe Center will provide professional development, technical assistance, and support to parents and school personnel. We will need to make a decision at the November board meeting regarding the operation of schools for the third 9 weeks and beyond. I am asking that the board continues to give serious thought to how we will serve our students after the end of first semester in the midst of continuing increases in COVID-19 cases throughout the state and the nation. Good luck to those of you who are running for re-election to the school board. We are encouraging every eligible person to participate in the voting process on the local, state, and national levels. I want to thank each of you for your continuous service to the children of Weldon City Schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bonson. I appreciate that. Okay, over the superintendent report, he highlighted some key things that are very important to us. As for the board chair giving a report, I just had a thought, could be my thought for the evening, but it was a thought that, your world been upside down, it's been turned upside down, with this COVID-19. I mean, everything that we've known to be normal is no longer normal. And so, and I've been listening to the reports and things, and they say that there's a possibility we may not ever return to normalcy. And so now we come to a point in our lifetime that we're gonna have to learn new adaptations in order for us to cope with the current situation. So I just ask all of you all stay faithful, stay proud, and keep safety as your priority when you make decisions. They CDC released a report just the other day saying that the COVID-19 is an airborne problem, a virus, and it can live on a slick surface or glass for up to 28 days. So that's alarming, and they didn't want us to know that. They just letting us know now. So be proud and be watchful. Thank you for that. This time, turn it over to the building and grounds. Ms. Wu.
Good evening, Superintendent, Board Chair, and Board members, to everyone that's here.
Yes.
For our building and grounds report, first I'd like just to reflect on Andrew Jackson. I know that Dr. Compton has sent out a letter. We're in the process of cleaning the grounds as well as possibility for the buildings, cutting the grass up close around the buildings. We are looking at clearing some of the bushes and stuff that's there, so we'll look neat. Also, we are planning to board the windows up. Some of them are boarded, some of them are broken. So we're looking at boarding all the windows up around it. And understand that there's some old equipment and stuff like that on the inside that belongs to the school system as well as the county. So what belongs to us, we're going to try to get rid of that, or we will get rid of that. Okay. And Dr. Conlon mentioned about the Fridays. So in addition to what we are already doing with sanitizing, that Friday our deep clean, the custodians will be going inside the classrooms as well as the hallways and common areas that they are doing now, wiping down surfaces and things that sort along with the springs they do every day. So we'll be wiping down, doing a deep clean on all the surfaces. Also, I've been in conversation with the principals, and we are in process of trying to beautify and clean up the campus and the grounds of each other one of the schools. As far as weed eating, some of it have been kept up and some of it haven't, but we're gonna make a conscious effort to make sure that we get that up and looking good as possible around the building. That pretty much concludes the building and grounds. Do I have any questions?
No.
Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Jenkins?
I just got a question that I want to ask you, Mr. Wood. One time, Mr. Turner, because I know he is our maintenance. Where did he stop coming? Because some things that you want to ask or something, I think he would do better than you would answer it since he's the one that's doing these things. So I'm trying to understand, one time he was coming, why did that stop? Can you answer that for me? Remember one time he was coming doing?
Yes, I started, you started doing our requests.
Yes, he was.
Mr. Turner has some personal situations going on that he is not able to make all of them. But he do have the opportunity to come and make the report if he so chooses.
Say that again now.
I said he has some personal situations that he's dealing with. Is why he doesn't show up to all of the meetings. But he
But I know
does.
it's been a while since he made any meeting, and I was just wondering,
Yeah, it's not
you
that
know,
he's
why.
not allowed to come. I said it's not that he's not allowed to come.
Okay, well, I just question that I asked because, I think some of the questions I know that I have and I want to ask, but I know that you are doing it, but, by he being in the care, he would be better to
Okay.
answer the question.
And just feel free, any questions, like I said, I know that he could do a better job on some of the technical details, but feel free, any questions you may have, let me know, call me, send me an email, and I'll make sure he can respond to the whole board with your answers.
Okay,
And I will let him know that the board would prefer him to be here making building ground report.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that, Mr. Wooten. Thank you so much.
I have a question I'm sorry, for Mr. Wooten.
Ms. Hill? Ms. Wooten?
Okay, I know that last board meeting that we had, I did inquire about maintenance doing some deep cleaning. So it's good that we are getting it done now on Fridays. But my question was the mold at Weldon Elementary. How is that situation going, or has the mold been removed from the building, or?
To be honest, I really can't speak to it. To my knowledge, the window did get repaired. But as far as having any tests done of that sort, I don't think that has happened yet.
That was all that I have for building and grounds.
Mr. Hunter, Speaker said the air conditioning got repaired, that's where it's coming from.
Okay. Mr. Hunter just said that the mold was coming from the air conditioning and it got repaired this week, repaired.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, thank you, Ms. Wooten. Thank you, Ms. Hill. All right, next on the agenda will be our monthly financial statement. Ms. Campbell.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Monthly financial statements for the month of September 2020, starting with our local funds, Fund 8. Our beginning revenue was $200,171.17. Total deposit for the month of September was $21,580.63, bringing year-to-date total to $221,751.80. Our beginning expenditures is $162,123.34. Total expenditures for the month was $298,092.84, bringing a year-to-date total to $460,216.18. Giving us a net result for the year, a negative $238,464.38. bringing our unobligated fund balance as of September 30, 2020 to $142,401.49. And just to make note that with the contracted services, that is that contract we have with the Department of Public Instruction through Child Nutrition. So some of those funds will be reimbursed back to the district. And some of them has already been reimbursed. Current expense, Fund 2.
Ms. Campbell,
Yes, sir.
Ms. Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Can
Yes,
you?
sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay. I thought you were waiting for the screen to come up. I apologize. In the revenue, the local government sales tax, is that tax money that we're still waiting to receive?
That $12,135 was sales tax that was accrued from last school year. And once the audit was complete, we had to reverse it out of this year's report. We got it in, but it was for last school year. So once that it comes in after the year closed, we deposit the money, but then we have to turn around and reverse it and put it back into as part of our audit report that was presented last month.
Okay. And the MAC program, what is that very quickly?
That's in reference to a MAC report we do quarterly for Exceptional Children Program for services we render. And that was funds that came in that was dated for the previous school year as well.
Okay.
So any funds, once we close the school year out as of June 30th, any checks that I get after June 30th, I go ahead and deposit and show it on our report for the next month. But when we do the audit, he has to post it as a receivable, and then we have to reverse it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Campbell,
Yes.
the WIA fund, is that money they have in that account?
That's a reimbursable grant for WIA. So we pay the expense up front, and then I have to do a reimbursement and put it back into our account. And that's for 2 months of service for July and August.
Working under that program?
I didn't hear what she said.
Do you have any students? Do we have any students?
Not right now. We did set aside money, so if the kids does come back in the building, we have money set aside for work study experience, but because the kids are not in the schools, we can't pay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Current expense, beginning revenue is $197,541.01. Total deposit for the month is $718,483.07. Bringing year-to-date total to $916,024.08. Beginning expenditures is $192,345.08. Total expenditures for the month was $148,081.70. Bringing year-to-date total to $340,427.50. Giving us a net result for the year as of September 30th of $575,596.58. Bringing our unobligated fund balance as of September 30th, 2020 to $1,445,883.58.
Ms. Campbell.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, all right. It's like it's fading out. Are you talking fast? One.
Sorry.
That's all right. The supplemental tax as far as revenue, was that for the last school year, or did that just hit from the June 30th?
That is as of August the 31st. And if you remember, the supplement, when you pay your property taxes, if you pay before August 31st, they give you a small discount. So normally August and January, we get a big deposit for supplemental taxes because of property taxes. Because if you pay before December 31st, you don't get charged that penalty. So that was for property taxes paid in August.
Okay. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, got that.
Okay.
Okay, capital outlay,
Ms.
beginning
Campbell,
revenue. Yes, sir.
excuse me, I have one other question. I just saw this very quickly. The bank service fees,
Uh-huh.
I'm just curious with the kind of unobligated fund balance that we have. The bank is charging us fees like that.
Yes, we have to pay the service bank fees for the whole district. That's with the school accounts and everything for, it is broken down based on the number of deposits we make for the month, the number of ACAs coming out, so it's a variety of different things. If we have any, return checks, is all of that is inclusive within there. So if by chance we have 2 return checks, they don't charge me $30 for each one of that check. Those checks is already included within that monthly service charge. So it depends on, it's broken down in several categories. This is probably about the 3rd year that we've been paying bank charges. And we was the last to get on board with it. And when I did a research with the other banks in the area, some of them are starting to do the same thing. Because I was looking at changing, but when I said they was gonna do the same thing, I stuck with who we was with.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Ms. Hammer,
Yes, ma'am.
what is some of the things in other professional service? What does that include?
That other professional services where we pay for Simile, for the new software we're using for the board meeting. Simile, I'm sorry. Simile. That's what that is.
Okay. Very expensive. All right.
All right. Okay, now that's all right. Beginning revenue is $20,901.13. Total deposit for the month was $188,837.92, bringing our year-to-date total to $209,739.05. Beginning expenditures is $38,667.03. Total expenditures for the month was $19,157.49, bringing our year-to-date total to $57,824.52, giving us a net result for the year as of September the 30th, $151,914.53, bringing our unobligated fund balance to $606,294.53.
Ms. Campbell,
Yes, sir.
it's me again.
All right.
The county appropriations of 198,298
Yes, sir.
is that for the entire calendar year?
Yes, sir. That's for the entire school year. That is
Okay.
our allocation for the year.
Okay. Thank you much.
You're welcome.
Thomas, is the child nutrition revised for the month of August?
I had to revise August financial statement for child nutrition due to some corrections that came in after the month had been closed. So I'm gonna do that one before I do the September. August revised beginning revenue is $28,303.91. Total deposit of $37,844.48. Bringing year-to-date total to $66,148.39. Beginning expenditure is $26,386.12. Total expenditures for the month was $45,647.27. Bringing the year-to-date total to $72,033.39, giving a net result as of August the 31st of a negative $5,885, bringing the unobligated fund balance to $257,121. Now you can go to September financials.
And Ms. Campbell,
Yes, sir.
in the revenues, this is what you were speaking about earlier as far as the the feeding program for the summer, those funds finally came in?
This is her summer feeding program, which ran through July 31st. And this would be August was the last month you were gonna see funds in reference to summer feeding. Now all her funds that's coming in is through the regular reimbursement system that goes through an accounts payable receivable, that will not show up on financial the way we have to post it. This is just a summer feeding program where she did the summer program during the summer. And they basically did it almost like they did through the school years, but that's the way they reimbursed her money.
Okay.
We didn't get that windfall of money. The auditors just told me that for better accounting purposes, I need to show the board the actual true fund balance.
Okay.
Child nutrition financial statements for the month of September. Beginning revenue is $66,148.39. They had a total deposit of $41.08. Bring your year-to-date total to $66,189.47. Beginning expenditures is $72,033.39. Total expenditures for the month was $52,313.19. Bring your year-to-date total to $124,346.58, giving a net result for the year a negative $58,157.11. Bring the unobligated fund balance to $204,848.48. And that's the September financial statements.
Okay. Any questions? All right, thank you, Ms. Campbell. Appreciate it. All right. Next thing we'll go through the presentation. Teacher of the Year, beginning Teacher of the Year, and curriculum update.
For our Teacher of the Year, of course, you all are aware that we held a district-wide celebration on October 1st. And our representative, the middle school, Mr. Jarrell Hardy, Weldon STEM High School, Ms. Rollins, and Weldon Elementary School, Ms. Goss. And Ms. Goss was also our district winner. And I think she's, come in, Ms. Goss. Just like to recognize her, being that she's here for another purpose of business, but this is our district-wide Teacher of the Year. And she had an exceptional track record in paperwork. Thank you.
The Teacher of the Year.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We have Christy Martin, who is on virtual, and she's going to present our beginning Teacher of the Year.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Christy Martin, and I am honored to introduce the finalists for our Weldon City Schools Beginning Teacher of the Year competition. So if you see the photograph, I am from left to right, I'm pictured, and then we have Miss Kelsey Jensen. She is a third grade teacher at Weldon Elementary Global Academy. Then we have Miss Flodicia McDonald. She's an 8th grade science teacher at Weldon Middle School. We have Dr. Congleton. And then we have Miss Angelica Walton. She is a history teacher at Roanoke Valley Early College. Then we have Miss Imani Cooper, who is a science teacher at Weldon STEM High School Career Academies. And we have Dr. Taylor picture. And on September the 22nd, we held our virtual Beginning Teacher of the Year award ceremony, and we honored Miss Imani Cooper. So she was chosen, Miss Cooper, she was chosen by a committee of 5 people, Miss Terry Austin, Miss Asia Hendricks, Miss Sabernia Turner, Miss Akila Robinson, and Mr. Thomas Redmond. They said it was a very difficult choice. However, Miss Cooper was selected, and she is now participating in the NCCAT Beginning Teacher of the Year competition. So she was nominated for our school district, and she will compete against other teachers in the state. So we are wishing her well and hoping that she brings home the gold. So thank you all.
Okay, maybe we can recommend updates.
Good afternoon again.
Ms. Update.
This afternoon, we have our school improvement team presentation that will continue from the last board meeting. This afternoon, we have Roland Elementary Global Academy with Mr. Devon Hunter and his 15 representatives. And following them, we will have Weldon Step High School Career Academies, where we have Mr. Ronald Brown, as well as Mr. Netta Pittman, and their 16 representatives. So at this time, we'll ask them to come up. We'll ask Mr. Hunter to bring his team up for the elementary school to present their 15 presentations.
Mr. Board Chair, board members, Dr. Collison, Central Office staff, parents, and students. We say good evening from Weldon Elementary and Global Academy. As you see, I'm Devon Hunter, interim principal, and today we're going to present our school improvement plan with Ms. Shannon Goss, third grade teacher, Ms. Ivy Rodriguez, our Spanish K-4 teacher, and Ms. Alyssa Robinson, our resource teacher. Our mission at Weldon Elementary Global Academy is to cultivate and transform young lives in a collaborative global climate. Our vision is for students to grow into global citizens who embrace their learning through community partnerships and a dynamic educational environment. Some of our school strengths was that we met growth in our EOG reading. We exceeded target that was set for in reading 20% proficiency, 30% proficiency with our students with disability subgroup. We had 100% participation of our teachers in the North Carolina Teacher Working Division survey, indicate that 94.6% feel that they provide adequate professional development opportunities. Our school leadership has increased from 45.5% to 85.2%, according to that survey, as well as we have increased our parent engagement opportunities, and we just continue to work on that particular piece. Looking at some of the data, as you can see from the table, this is data from our math scores, which we do not have any data for last school year due to the COVID-19. But our goal for math is to increase our overall school achievement score from 25.2% to at least 50% in math, as measured by the North Carolina end grade test by June 2021. As well as we increase our overall school performance grade from a 33 to a 40, measured by the end of grade test. Some opportunities for reading. We're looking to increase our overall achievement score from 27.9% to at least 50% in reading, as well as increase our school performance grade, which was a 33 to a 40.
Okay, our school top priorities this year will be to increase math
and reading ELD test scores for all the students in grade 3 and 4. Incorporate more rigorous instruction, increase small group and personalized learning to all of our students. Increase opportunity for parent engagement activities, which we really have increased this year, again, because of COVID and having to, we meet with teachers every day, parents every day. K-4 focus, we're gonna implement progress monitoring with fidelity and analyze data with more closely in order to ensure appropriate interventions. And we have a new program, we have maps, so it's a really good data source for us. Increase academic growth of students with disabilities and increase and build teacher capacity in our building. All right, so school improvement goal 1, Weldon Elementary Global Academy students will increase their reading proficiency from 27.9 to 50% as measured by the EOG in the June of 2021. And these are our school improvement indicators. Okay, and the action steps for that, we're going, the teachers will incorporate inclusive virtual small groups and personalized instruction for students in reading. Teachers will utilize data to drive instruction while supporting students with disabilities. Teachers will incorporate the above the rim remote instructional materials program. And what that is that every 2 weeks, we plan our lessons, and then any of the resources that the parent needs, they can pick up drive-through virtually throughout at our school. Resource teachers and literacy coaches will provide reading instructional support and virtual small group instruction. All teachers will implement mapped reading progress monitoring and online remediation, and we have our station there, study out there, classwork there, with fidelity at least once monthly, tracking data in order to effectively remediate students weekly. So what we would do, right now we're in the process of testing our kids. So then once we get that data, we will start the progress monitoring team. Effective collaboration, monitoring of instruction and feedback provided to teachers regularly through our weekly PLC.
And for goal 2 states that bigger students will increase their math proficiency from 22.1% to at least 50% as measured by the EOG by June 20, 2021. And the 7 indicators below shows how we'll achieve that. The action steps are: teachers will incorporate virtual inclusive small group and personalized instruction to students in math. Teachers will utilize data to drive instruction for both regular ed and students with disabilities. Students will receive additional small group instructional support from resource teacher, math, and resource coaches. This will enhance reading comprehension skills, impacting math problem solving. All teachers will embed online math programs, such as iStation, Study Island classwork, into lessons at least 3 times weekly. Effective collaboration, monitoring of instruction, data analysis, and feedback provided to teachers regularly through weekly PLCs. And for goal 3, we will increase the overall school achievement score from 25.2% to at least 50% in reading and math as measured by the EOG by June 20, 2021. Below are the indicators, and the action steps are: provide professional development, all teachers on strategies to increase students' achievement in reading and math. Provide professional learning community meetings to discuss understanding the content, grouping students, personalized learning, and using data to drive instructions for regular education students and students with disabilities.
Okay, for our goal 4, we will increase parental engagement opportunities that will encourage at least 60% participation of our families. As action steps, first thing we'll do, which we already do, is implement our Catch monthly school-wide events. We tried our first one virtually, and it worked out pretty well. We got to improve, but we're getting there. To promote healthy eating and living initiatives. Also provides parents with useful resource material. Our second action, we will try to provide monthly activities for students and parents to participate in grades pre-K through 4. Our curriculum nights that will provide opportunities for parents to participate in hands-on activities and online instruction for guidance on how to provide additional support at home. And our fourth action requires quarterly parent meetings for students that are struggling, as well as grade level parent meetings. To summarize our student outcome targets, we will increase the reading proficiency from 27.9 to 50% as measured by the EOG by June 2021. We will increase their math proficiency from 22.1% to 50%, also measured by the EOG by June 2021. Our students with this disability subgroup will increase performance from 30% to 50%, as measured also by the EOG in reading and math by June 2021. And we will increase our parental engagement opportunities at least 60% from all our families. So.
All right. Do you have any questions for the Lovely Elemental Global Academy? Any question, board members? Okay, thank you all so much. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks for the presentation. All right.
Next, we'll have Mr. Brown and Ms. Pittman and their school improvement team to present their school improvement team plan. As you can know, all of the school goals and objectives align with the district's goals and objectives. So when you're hearing the repetition of some of the items, it's because they're all aligned.
Good evening, board chair, board members, superintendent. We're very happy and excited to be here this evening. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. So before you have Ms. Meredith Hoffman. She's our student improvement team chairperson. And then you also have Ms. Anna Smocker. She's our student improvement team co-chair. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Our vision here at the high school, all students will be educated in a safe environment with rigorous and relevant instruction that makes them globally competitive and prepared to succeed in the 21st century. Yeah. And these are some of our student strengths. We have clear two-way communication with the community. Teachers have adequate time to collaborate and plan. Teachers are recognized as educational experts and are trusted to make sound professional decisions about instruction. We have our use of flexibilities as a restart school, in addition to dual enrollment and opportunities for CTE certification, as well as data-driven evaluation and reinforcement. Okay, so here we have our opportunities for continuous growth, and this is our data table. And so if you notice, if you look up there, you're going to notice that, you know, we sort of changed the 2020 and 2021 target because we wanted to align our target goals with the district's target goals, considering that we weren't able to take the majority of our state assessments for 2019 and 2020, and we weren't able or wasn't really given an opportunity to see if we can even reach those target goals. And so as a school improvement team, we decided that, okay, we wanted to raise the bar a little bit, which is why you notice that jump from 2019, 2020 to 2020, 2021, what, 20% to 40%. We feel like we have the necessary tools and resources. We feel like we have the staff, even though that's a high jump, a big jump, we understand that. We feel like we have the staff and the tools and the resources to accomplish that goal. So again, that's why you see such a big jump, and that is why you notice that we didn't keep the same target goals, because again, we wanted to, since the district goals were 40%, why not align our goals to the district goals? You know, we felt like that made sense, and we made that decision as a student improvement team. Okay, so our school's top priorities, rigor. Well, we want to incorporate more rigor in the classroom. especially when it comes to using the higher levels of Bloom taxonomy, such as being able to analyze, being able to evaluate, being able to create, and I'm talking about students, being able to generate, being able to hypothesize, and things of that nature. We want to focus more on higher level thinking, higher level learning, as well as you notice we have 21st century skills learning. That's basically a broad set of skills, knowledge, work habits, and character traits that school reformers, college professors, teachers, employers consider to be critically important for success in today's world. So we want to train our students in that fashion. Also, as you notice, you have educating the whole child, which all ties into 21st century skills, character development, positive behavior reinforcement, personalized learning. Okay.
So these are just some of the key indicators, and there are 12 key indicators that are suggested for low-performing schools. And we actually have a new coach this year. His name is Michael Toronto, and he is really taking a personal interest in Weldon. And he, I know I've been meeting with him about 2 times a week, just him helping us polish our action steps and choosing what key indicators to focus on as a school district, so that we will, they directly will reflect the goals that we've set for our school this year. So again, our key indicators, you'll see in the slides to come, the goals we've selected also align with the district's goals, and where we see ourselves succeeding with the resources, and you'll see by the action steps our plan to get there. So our first goal, and this is our goal dealing with English, so Weldon STEM High School Career Academies, students will increase their English 2 proficiency from 15.7 to 40% as measured by the North Carolina EOC by May of 2021. Some action steps that we are confident will help us get there are the fact that we offer strategic reading for students who are struggling in a 9th grade class or taking English 1, or in combination of taking English 1, is extra reading support, expository writing as a course for the sophomores while they're taking, English 2, so that by the time the EOC comes around, they've had, a lot of support and time to practice. Another thing is the inclusion of PDL and Marzano vocabulary in the collaborative learning environment by all teachers to enhance rigorous lessons, common planning periods for teachers, and weekly content PLCs to increase collaboration, data analysis, instructional planning through effective PLCs, implementation of individualized learning through small group instruction and centers to enhance learning EOC essential standards within our classrooms, and then district-wide PLCs and professional development throughout the year by content areas in different departments, and then inclusion of student engagement platforms that cater to remote learning, such as Nearpod, and then Inventum is a new big one for us this year as well.
So going to our goal 2, these are our math goals. So we're going to increase our math 1 proficiency from 4.9% to 40%. As measured by the NCEOC by May of 2021, and also for students to obtain at least a 40% proficiency in Math 3 as measured by the NCEOC by May of 2021. So some of our action steps, the first one is added our fundamental Math 1 course offered to students who are struggling for additional support before they take that Math 1 EOC class. And then we've also, again, like Meredith was saying for our other action steps, to include our project-based learning, Marzano's vocabulary, and collaborative learning by teachers. Also having those common planning periods to collaborate with your content teacher, and also to implement our individualized learning small groups at least once a week virtually with our students, and to also have district-wide PLCs, and to include standard online learning platforms such as Inventum this year. Going into our goal 3, so this is our biology goal. We're going to increase biology proficiency from 32.4% to 40% as measured by the NCEOC by May of 2021. And our action steps, the first one is that we added the fundamental biology course for struggling students before they take that biology course and then take the EOC. And the rest of our action steps are the same as our other classes as well. So our goal 4 is to increase the graduation rate from 82% from this past year
to 90% as measured by the NC report cards by May of 2021. And to do that, our action steps are to maintain accurate attendance, monitor absences, and communicate regularly with stakeholders with a plan of action to address those students of concern. Step 2 is to regularly identify, monitor, and document students who leave the district with records stating their relocation. Step 3, to identify, monitor, and document graduation cohorts impacted by student transfers or withdrawals. And step 4, the school counselor and college liaison and advisors and parents will work collaboratively to develop post-secondary and career plans for each student.
Okay, so moving on to goal 5, these are ways that we're planning on having more parental involvement and parent engagement. Looking at the action steps, we have our school reach and weekly principal calls. That's our school messenger where, I'm able to make automated voicemail, email, and text messaging. We have our weekly parent contact. All staff, they're required to call, give parents a phone call once a week. They can also use Google Meet or Zoom to do that as well. We have our student of the week, parent of the month. That's going to be spearheaded by our new guidance counselor, that's Mr. Johnson. So we've already started that. And of course, you have Tower School. Also, we're in the process of starting our PTO. And doing that, they're going to be able to be involved in department, where teachers are going to be giving department presentations, curriculum nights. But in addition to that, we're going to also get our parent center started back up. We already have our parent contact person, or parent liaison. That's going to be Ms. Neville. We also, as a matter of fact, going down, you're looking at the school website. That's been a very awesome tool to have. We have student academic vocational pathway plans. Also, we're using communities and schools. That's Mr. Brian. He's been making home visits daily, as well as staying in contact with parents who are having issues with students, not showing up online for their online classes. He's been doing an excellent job at that, making home visits and doing the whole thing. We have our WOIA program. And we're also going to be using our social media page. As a matter of fact, we have our school improvement team coach here, Ms. Mocker. She's going to be our Facebook administrator. And then also you have our Instagram page as well. We're going to be using that. And actually, we've already started using that. You have Ms. Cooper. She's our Weldon City Schools Beginning Teacher of the Year. She's the administrator for that. Okay. These are our student outcome target SMART goals. As I stated earlier, we just felt, as a team, we decided to align everything with the district's target goals. So our students will increase their English 2 proficiency from 15.7% to 40% as measured by the North Carolina EOC by May 2021. Our students will increase their Math 1 proficiency from 4.9% to 40%. Yes, I know that's a big jump. But again, I feel like we have the staff to accomplish that as measured by the North Carolina EOC by May 2021. Our students will also obtain at least 40% proficiency in Math 3 as measured by the North Carolina EOC by May 2021. Our students will increase their biology proficiency from 32.40% to 40% as measured by the North Carolina EOC by May 2021. Our students will increase the graduation rate from 82% to 90% as measured by the North Carolina report card by May 2021. Our students will increase parental engagement opportunities that will encourage at least 50% participation of our families. And, that was in the previous slide where I told you our plan was to do that. Okay. And that's it.
Board members, do you have any questions for Weldon STEM High School career candidates?
I do, Mr. Cradle.
Okay, Ms. Hill.
All right, Mr. Brown, I was just wondering, what is the English 1 proficiency? I noticed that you had English 2 and Math 1 and biology. What was the proficiency for English 1?
That's teacher made. We don't have an English 1 proficiency for that. That's a teacher made. Okay.
That's what?
Yes, ma'am. I was just going by the state assessments, the ELCs.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you. Ms. Jenkins?
That's a question, not to Mr. Brown, but I guess to Dr. Taylor. We have heard all the schools that we have. We had 2 last board meetings with this. So I guess you'll be the person responsible or whoever, since all of this that we have seen, to make sure that that is being done in our schools. So I guess we can look for something good at the end of the year when it come up with our grades. But I just would like to see, since we take the time and listen, and all of this here have been, I know it hasn't been easy. It has took a lot of time to do this, to bring all of this to us. But I just, as a board member, I would like to see it being used and done, because the presentation is great, but it's no good, you know, if we can't see it in the schools. So that's my question to you. So I guess you'll be the one to monitor, to make sure all this be going on at all our schools.
Yes, ma'am. So
Okay.
there's, monitoring going on a regular basis within, of course, you know, right now, everybody's doing the virtual learning. They're implementing most of these strategies the best they can based on having to revise and do whatever they can virtually. So we are monitoring classrooms, and the same way we would in the buildings, the administrators will do observations and pop in classrooms physically in their class, but also virtually. So we can join in classes, just like the teachers are in the classes, we can join in on classes. I've joined in classes across the district, and the principals and assistant principals do monitor the classrooms as well. So we're all monitoring together, and we're there meeting on a regular basis with the teachers, having conversations about expectations, the strategies, talking about how students are performing. We just took our first round of district benchmarks this past week and still continuing, so they're not complete yet. But after that, we can kind of get a gauge on where our students really are with all of this different learning going on, a different style of teaching. So once we get that information in, we'll be able to really do a pulse check and see how our students are really performing. As you know, the report cards just went out this week. So that's another first indicator of how our students are really doing with the new virtual learning. So yes, we do have a lot of good strategies in place. Our teachers have been trained, and they're still working hard weekly, learning, having PLCs, which is when they sit around the table and they talk about what I need to teach and how I need to teach it, and who do I need to give support to. So they're having those conversations every week. And so looking at the new learning and how students are performing and how teachers have to adjust their teaching, then our goal won't change. But what we need to do in order to make the goal, we'll probably have to make adjustments along the way, just like we would if they were in class. But hopefully our students will still get there. So like I said, we'll be bringing some information to you probably within the next month, since we just got report cards and we're just doing our first round of testing.
I have a question.
Okay.
I'd also like to see, Dr. Taylor, how, where we are now with the benchmarks, once that data is received, where we are with that versus where we were last year. I know it's going to be some variation there because the students were in the classroom, but I'd still like to see how we compare from this year to last year around the same time.
Yes, we will look at that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anybody else? All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown. And thank you, all team. Thank you, Dr. Taylor. Appreciate it. Okay.
Another question, Mr. Cradle.
Ms. Bird Robinson?
Yes, when should we expect to have that data, Dr. Taylor?
We are working on testing throughout this next upcoming week as well. So after, it will be at least in a week or two, so that we can have time to look at the data, gather the reports, and put everything together. So at least 2 weeks.
Okay.
Okay. All right, thank you, Dr. Taylor. All right. Next on the agenda will be retirees. Ms. Wu. Ms. Wu.
Good evening again. For our retirees for the 2019-2020 school year, we had 6 employees to retire with a total of 119 years to the district. And our queen, if you will allow me to say, this past year was Miss Mildred Lewis, who was a TA at Weldon Elementary School with 37 years. I've prepared a PowerPoint presentation for Miss Tracy Garrett. She retired January the 31st. And this is the plaque that they will receive, or she received. Mr. Hunter, February 29th, Weldon Middle School Assistant Principal. And they got a mantle clock. We have Miss Eric Epps, Weldon Elementary School Child Nutrition Worker, June 30th. Miss Mildred Lewis, 37 years, June 30th, Teacher Assistant at Weldon Elementary School. Mr. Bassett, John Bassett with Technology, Technician with Weldon High School, and also across the district, June 30th, 2020. And last but not least, our Coach Grady Williams, June 30th, 2020, is alternative schools coordinator with Weldon Middle School. Thank you.
And we thank you. And we wish the best for all our retirees that all on up. So, next will be school health. Ms. Snipes.
Good evening, board chair, board members, and Dr. Congleton, Superintendent. I am bringing to you greetings from the School Health Department and School Health Services, and this is your October update. Previously in your board packet, you should have received just a snippet of some of the things that are I will be discussing. So these are just highlighted, and the official guidance, I have linked those for you. I will send out the presentation I will give the presentation to Dr. Congleton if you want to access some of those links. But just to highlight some recommendations from the latest executive order that happened on the September 17th. At that time, the governor indicated that all schools could operate under Plan A as of October the 5th. And they have made some changes within defining and more definition as far as COVID when it comes to a positive case. So household members residing within the home should quarantine for 14 days from exposure unless symptomatic person has a negative COVID test. And so any other diagnosis would follow the district's attendance policy. So we just wanted to give you some updates of where we are. We just received a survey in reference to the first bullet point, which was highlighted within your document that you received, the health immunization records, which are due on October the 30th. We are completing a survey to see if that is a possibility to extend that, because at this time, there are some grave concerns in which the school health staff has and the nursing staff has as it relates to the compliance of the immunization. And so at this time, there are the age groups in which are being affected with this new immunization requirement are the students that are entering grade 12, as well as all of your elementary school, those that are entering kindergarten. And that includes the health assessment for those that are first time within our, within the district. So we have already highlighted Dr. Congleton in his report, what we're doing on Fridays and what's been done. Face coverings reminders are being sent out to building level administrators and reinforce and to enforce those. The school health staff are monitoring and notifying the principal as necessary in regards to letting us as the district representative on compliance so that we can address any issues to ensure the safety of our staff at this time until our students return.
We are in the developmental stage, which later on in the presentation, you will see a developmental stage of the dashboard that we will be looking to create if we ever open up and to be able to share with our stakeholders. This month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we will be doing some various activities, and it's also Bullying Prevention Month, which there are some activities that we occur with Wearing Blue this past Wednesday, I believe, in regards to that. And so the specialized instructional services, which are our counselors, our school social worker, has started and hit the ground running. And our other support staff have been providing wellness information as well as social emotional support, as well as we are in the process of tapping into our mental health support as well with our partnership that you so graciously approved. So we are in the process of scheduling our CPR and AED training for our crisis team members. We do have the AEDs, and we are looking to have them mounted and posted within the schools within the next few weeks, so that they will be accessible and ready for when students do return, and to be accessible while the teachers and staff are in there as well. And then we are finalizing our notification process, because we do understand we are moving into flu season, to ensure that there is active communication between the school staff as well as those that are at home. Even though they are at home and we are not physically in the building, we still need to keep track with who is sick and who is not, and how do we best support and address those particular needs. So just to give you an update, at this time, we have provided, the face masks have gone out, and the thermometers, those are just updated, and no other information has been requested at this time. And these are our personal protective equipment. And at this time, the floor decals, which when you came into the front door, you saw that we have floor decals here. All schools have received those floor decals, as well as one-way directional signs to help and prepare. So when we do begin to have students within our building, and to help the teachers monitor and practice what we need to do to ensure the safety of all by having one directional, and to go ahead and practice that before our students arrive. And you go to the next one. So we just wanted to give you some terminology, which you hear thrown around a lot, which is suspected, presumptive, direct contact, and indirect contact. And obviously, you know what a positive is. That means someone has tested positive for the coronavirus. So as far as suspected, that is a person that has symptoms, and that have they have tested positive with someone who has tested positive but do not have a positive test result at this time, and then they meet the criteria for the confirmation of a positive test. The presumptive is when a patient has tested positive by a public health laboratory, but results are pending confirmation from the CDC. So those are just the two differentiations between those. And then direct contact is being in close contact with someone who has tested positive, and close contact is described as within 6 feet without a mask, as well as greater than 15 minutes. So with at least 15 minutes. And so indirect contact is when being around someone who has had direct contact. Say, for example, I have someone in my home that may have tested positive. I was a direct contact, and then you guys will be indirect contact. So not necessarily direct. It's more so of that individual that is in that home that has a direct contact and will be following the guidelines that have been prescribed. So if you go to the next one. So at this time, we just wanted to give you an update of how many suspected, presumptive, as well as positive cases that we have had within the district. This does include the staff and the students. So as of July, we had a total of 5, which were suspected, presumptive, or positive. And in August, we only had 8 suspected or presumptive. And then this past month, September, we had 2 within the district that were that had tested positive. At this time, there has not been any indication that any of these individuals have contracted it within the school building. So everything that has happened outside the school building. So our total cases are 15. Percent of staff is 1.83%, and the percent of students is 0.13%. So are there any questions or concerns or anything that you need further clarification on at this time?
Yes, I have a question.
All right, Ms. Hill?
Okay. I was looking at the updates, and I know that our schools are now closed on Fridays. But looking at the school health update, it says the custodians are deep cleaning every building, including central office on Friday. So is the central office closed as well?
So central office is being deep cleaned, but we are not closed. We have limited staff, and we are dependent on the timing to ensure that the personnel has the necessary time to do that. We are limiting ourselves within the building, and Dr. Conley can speak to more detail with that so that they have an opportunity to clean the building within their allotted time.
Okay.
But we are open, but the building is.
Yeah, and we are alternating staff on Fridays because even though the buildings are closed, school buildings are closed, school is still in operation. So we wanted to be sure that we have some staff here in the event that, that we needed. So we asked that maybe one person from each department would alternate and be here on Friday. So it's a very small group, and it's small enough that we can manage the cleaning situation. But this facility is sanitized as well as the schools. We just didn't want to completely shut down in the event that something happened or that, someone was needed.
So is it being deep cleaned like the schools are being deep cleaned? Because I know the last meeting that we had last month, I had inquired about deep cleaning. I brought that up in the board meeting. And I was told that the district had purchased some machines to just go in the rooms and spray the rooms. So nothing else was mentioned about that. I guess that was part of the deep cleaning, but now they're actually going in and wiping down things. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
And Mr. Wood, you might want to add to that.
Yeah, and the prior to, we started the deep clean, the common areas like the hallways, doors and stuff, they were being wiped down as well, but now we are making a more conscious effort of the offices, making sure that everybody's office is wiped down on a regular basis, and also we continue to do the hallways and the desk areas while cleaning for the, during the day. And they are being sprayed on a daily basis still, and then on Fridays, like I said, we get a good wipe down as well as spray.
Okay.
I have a question, but it goes back to, I guess it would tie in. My question is, I know we said that the schools are basically closed for teachers and teacher assistants, I'm assuming on Fridays. What is going on with our students at that time? Are they still involved in learning? Is it, considered a remote learning day? Is it a day of asynchronous learning? What's going on for that time?
Right. The student schedule really has not changed, nor has the teacher schedule, for that matter, has not changed, except for the fact that the teacher is operating from home.
And asynchronous learning is happening that day. It's just there's no live instruction, so the teachers are having that reported lesson available, and all students have to submit work by a certain time. And Dr. Taylor can talk more into detail, but that is what the expectation is for Fridays moving forward.
And the central office staff, you said that they were on rotation?
Yes. Within each department, we try to have, one person, and then the next week, because most departments only have 2 people or whatever, then the next week, the next person will stay while the others work at home or work from home.
Okay.
Anyone else? All right, thank you, Ms. Snipes. All right, next on the agenda, we're gonna need a 2-minute break, do we? Before we go to 2-minute break,
No.
we can forego it. You say no. Keep going. All right. For public forum, anyone here for public forum, Doctor?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Virginia Brooks. Next. Okay, thank you for coming tonight, Ms. Brooks. And, as usual, throughout the time, when you get ready, I'll start your time.
Good evening to everyone assembled here and on Facebook. For my 2 minutes tonight, I ask that you take a field trip with me. Approximately 2 years ago, a lady, a former educator who's 90 years old plus, Miss Beatrice Strayhorn, who passed April 2019, had a wonderful conversation with me concerning my son, or so I thought. She stated in front of a witness that he was an exceptional young man while she was substituting at Weldon High School, the class where he was in. She said, I don't know how in the world he managed to learn. It was so unruly. It was just chaos. But Ernest moved his chair up to the window and completed his work. Shame, shame, shame. She thought that I would be so excited, but as a mother and an educator, I am still furious because some other child may be experiencing the very same thing today. Recently, I was accused of being unprofessional, even kicked out of Weldon City Schools. All of this from a veteran educator, me holding certification in 5 discipline areas, and just like tonight, Teacher of the Year for Martin County twice, a system 3 times the size of Weldon City Schools, but been blackballed by Weldon City Schools over 30 times applying for positions for which I'm well qualified. So you want to know why I come each month and speak? Like Ms. Jenkins, I hear a lot of talk, but you need to show some action. Leadership has got to change in Weldon City Schools. My son is not here, but I speak for the children because I am a dedicated educator. Now, would you sit and smile if it was your son and you learned recently about it? Over 30 years ago, my school law professor at East Carolina University, and I'll mention his name, Dr. Hutchins, he told our class, and I quote, "The day will come when a doctorate degree will not be worth the paper it's printed on." And I have to agree with him because you can find doctorate degree educators in every profession all over this world. But you better be able to walk what you talk and know what you're doing. I heard a board member say, we need a nationwide search. Why do you need a nationwide search for a local system with local problems? Heard one other say, oh, we need someone experienced. Well, has Dr. Congleton ever had experience with COVID-19? As my dad would say, sometimes we have to use some good common sense. Board members, I ask, especially board members who are up for re-election, do some soul searching. I'm not leaving, I'm here, and my name will go in the pot for Superintendent of Weldon City Schools. Thank you so much. And I'm leaving you with information about my credentials.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Ms. Brooks. All right, next on the agenda will be the consent agenda. Consent agenda. For the consent agenda, ask for approval of the consent agenda. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Consent agenda is just with those amendments, or what's on the consent agenda? Just the amendments, right? A motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Williams and second by Ms. Gray that we have approved the consent agenda. Submitted by the superintendent. All those in favor, we start by roll call. You pray, say aye.
Tiffany Hill, aye.
Ms. Jenkins, aye. Ms. Hill, aye.
Green eye.
Ms. Green, aye. Mr. Williams, aye.
Sykes, aye.
Mr. Sykes, aye. You mute, Ms. Bird Robinson.
I'm sorry, aye.
Okay, Ms. Bird Robinson, aye. All right, thank you. Motion carried unanimously to approve the consent agenda. All right, next one will be the amendments. Oh, that was part of it. That was part. Oh, I'm sorry. All right. All right, now I need closed section, action for closed section. Mr. Williams, please.
I'll make a motion that the personnel recommendation submitted by interim superintendent be accepted.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Williams and second by Ms. Jenkins that we approve the action from closed session that's submitted by the superintendent.
Mr. Crandall, this is Mr. Malone. Can that motion say as amended, since you guys did make an amendment to the report as submitted, just so that it'll be consistent with the closed session minutes? Is that okay?
That'd be okay. Mr. Williams, want to restate that motion?
I'll make a motion that the personnel recommendation as submitted by the superintendent be approved with the necessary amendment.
Ms. Jenkins?
Second.
Ms. Jenkins, second. Been moved by Mr. Williams and second by Ms. Jenkins that the motion that was submitted the motion was that we approve the recommendation of the superintendent for closed session with it amendment be accepted. All those in favor, say aye. I'm sorry, hold up. Roll call. You pray, aye.
Tiffany Hill, aye.
Ms. Hill, aye. Ms. Green, aye. Mr. Williams, aye. Ms. Jenkins, aye.
Sykes, aye.
Mr. Sykes, aye. Ms. Bird Robinson, you mute.
Bird Robinson, aye.
All right, thank you. All right, motion carried unanimous. All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Williams, second by, who was the person? Mr. Sykes, and that we adjourn. All those in favor, start roll call. You pray, aye.
Tiffany Hill, aye.
Bird Robinson, aye.
Sykes, aye.
Ms. Jenkins, aye. Mr. Sykes, aye. Ms. Green, aye. And Mr. Williams.
Mr. Cradle,
Yes.
you were supposed to announce by Allison and oversight.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Hold up. But we did it in closed session. Y'all pardon me, just for a quick minute. Our superintendent search is still going as planned, but the lady who head the school board association, Allison Schaefer, she resigned from her position. And so, but it's the still same school board. So just want to make that announcement. I got the word late yesterday afternoon. So because I know we still on task. Okay. All right. Now, meeting is officially adjourned.